Ik droomde dat ik in een heel hoog gebouw stond. En ik stond gewoon naar buiten te kijken. En tegenover het gebouw waar ik in stond werd gebouwd. Er kwam een heel ander hoog gebouw ernaast te staan. En in dat laatste stukje, dus in de toren zeg maar, kwam een vrouw te zitten. Op een gegeven moment zag ik dat het laatste stukje naar beneden viel. En de vrouw uit dat stukje ook naar beneden is gevallen. En ik zag dat ze op de grond lag, maar ze was gelukkig niet dood. Ze leefde nog wel. En ik zit me echt af te vragen of ik die vrouw zelf niet was. En eigenlijk denk ik wel dat ik mezelf heb gezien, dat ik naar mezelf stond te kijken. En dat het heel goed mogelijk is dat ik zelf die vrouw ben en dat ik een soort van een waarschuwing krijg dat ik wel moet bouwen aan de basis. Dat die gewoon heel goed moet zijn, wil ik een volgende stap zetten.
Al mijn hele leven lang droom ik. En al mijn hele leven lang probeer ik antwoorden te vinden op die dromen. Wat betekent het voor mij? Ik schrijf ruim 10 jaar mijn dromen op. In veel van deze dromen speelt Kalima een grote rol. Zij is er zo vaak, heb ik het gevoel. Na het lezen van het boek Dreams and Beyond zocht ik contact met de schrijfster om meer duidelijkheid te krijgen over de betekenis van mijn dromen. Hier sta ik dan, in het land van mijn voorouders. Het voelt goed. De geur, de mensen en de tradities. Het lijkt alsof alles en iedereen hier in dit land mij begrijpt. Zal ik in deze drukte antwoorden op mijn vragen vinden? Vandaag sprak ik met de schrijfster Madhu. Ze heeft een tijd lang mijn dromen geanalyseerd. Morgen zal ik haar dan eindelijk ontmoeten. En ik ben zeer benieuwd wat zij mij te vertellen heeft. Ik besluit eerst naar de tempel te gaan en zegen te vragen aan Kalima. Hopelijk zal dit mij kracht geven. Wat is de betekenis van mijn verbondenheid met Kalima? Wat probeert zij mij te vertellen? Ik kan het niet uitdrukken in woorden, maar mijn gevoel vertelt dat ze er is.
काली माता हमारे धर्म की ऐसी देवी है जिसने धर्म की रक्षा करने के लिए अवतार लिया। पार्वती के शरीर से 3 रूप निकले हैं, महाकाली, महालक्ष्मी, महासरस्वती। काली जो है बुराइयों से लड़ती है। इसके हाथ में खांडा है, खड़ग है, तलवार है और खप्पर है। जब जब भी देवताओं पे संकट आया है, काली माता ने धर्म की रक्षा करने के लिए अपने हाथ में खप्पर उठाया है। काली माँ एक ऐसी देवी है जो कि स्वप्न में आ जाती है और ये बताती है कि मुझे क्या कराना है संसार से। अगर कोई दुखी होता है तो इस सपने में उसको राय देती है।
Hello?
Shanti.
Madhu. Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Good. Good to see you.
Yes.
Come,
Nice to
come.
meet you.
So you had a long journey?
Yes, it was long, but it's okay.
Okay, come. Not too jet lagged?
No, not at all.
What is it that you want to understand through your dreams?
Whoa, that's a big question. I think dreams are a part of my awakened life.
There are a lot of misconceptions about dreams. And now it has been scientifically proved in sleep laboratories for the last 50 years that each of us dreams at least 4 dreams every night. So there is no such thing as a non-dreamer.
No.
And very often people ask me, what is a dream? And there are certain bodily things which happen when we dream. One of them is, in sleep, after 90 minutes, we begin to dream. Every 90 minutes we dream. And what happens is, under our closed eyelids, our pupils begin to move from left to right and right to left, and from up and down, as though we are watching someone go up and down a staircase or watching a tennis match. And that is the beginning when REM or rapid eye movement starts.
Yes.
And that's the first dream of the night. And we dream every 90 minutes, and the last dream of the morning can last up to 72 minutes.
That's a very long time.
Yes. There is such a variety to the dreaming mind that at certain stages a dream could mean one thing. At another stage it is another thing. So at one stage it could be telling me about my psychology. At another stage it could be telling me about my bodily health. At another stage it could be telling me something which is going to happen to me. And yet at another stage it could be telling me about the sacred, about the divine. So it's not that every dream is, you can say, take it in one way. There are various facets to the dream, and it depends what applies to the dreamer at that point.
In the real life, in the awakened life.
Exactly.
And there are also different levels.
Very much so. And most of what I have found in my dreams and the dreams of other people I've met is mainly they comment on your psychology, about your conflicts, about your attitudes, about the problems you're dealing with in day-to-day life. And they're giving a totally new perspective on those problems.
Okay, that's new for me.
Yes. When our spiritual aspirations are need to be met, or we are searching for something, our dreams tell us about that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So it's a variety. It depends which key unlocks which lock at that time. But that depends a lot on what's happening in the dreamer's life, what the person's concerns are, because a dream is very interrelated to your current concerns.
It's very personal.
It's very personal. It's like reading a personal biography of a person.
It feels like that.
Yes. Like when you sent me your dreams, I knew very little about you. But I felt I got to know you because I read in the dreams some... Yes. It's quite a sunny day, huh? Are you finding the heat?
Voordat we verder gaan, zal ik me eerst moeten verdiepen in de geschiedenis. Madhu vertelt mij dat dromen al eeuwen in India als bron van informatie wordt gezien. Ze nemen mee naar een historische plek.
It's very interesting that the ancient Hindu view on dreams has been a rich debate for over many centuries. In fact, the Upanishads have this very passionate debate on what is reality, what is real. Is this world real? Is the dreaming world real? And it always viewed dreams as a state of consciousness. It was not so much interested in the content of the dream. It saw it as a state of consciousness. The Hindu felt that this entire world is an illusion. It's Maya.
Maya, I know.
Yeah? And so the dream state and the waking state, the main question they asked is, then what is real?
What is real?
And you've heard of King Janak's story?
No.
Well, that's very interesting. King Janak dreamt that he was a beggar.
Okay.
He woke up and he was very puzzled. And he called his Purohit, or the head Pandit. And he said, I want to know whether I am a king who dreamt of being a beggar, or am I a beggar dreaming of being a king?
Yes.
So by this you realize that the Hindu mind was very absorbed in knowing what is real. Is the waking state real? Is the dreaming state real? And can we consider any of this real? They posited 4 states of consciousness. One was Jagrat. One, that was Jagrat, means waking consciousness. Then is Swapna. Swapna is the sleeping consciousness, the dreaming consciousness. And then is Shushupti. Shushupti is deep sleep. And then is Turiya, which is the sacred transcendental state.
Okay, I didn't know.
So dreaming came in between waking and Shushupti, which meant that they felt in the continuum of reality it was nearer Turiya, or the sacred. So dreaming was given a status equal to waking life, if not more.
Het is wel bijzonder dat Madhu in haar visie op dromen uitgaat van de Advaita Vedanta filosofie. Ze vertelt mij dat alles en iedereen in de wereld met elkaar is verbonden. Ik vraag me af wat voor invloed dit zal hebben op mijn dromen.
If this personality constantly changes, if this body decays. And also they felt that very often it has been objected that what do you bring back from a dream? How do you attest to the reality of the dreaming state? In the waking state, I can give you an object. That's real. In the dreaming state, I can bring nothing back. But then the Hindus argued that you may dream of a tiger. The tiger may disappear from the dream, but you wake up with fear. So that's real.
Yes.
It can take the wisdom of both worlds. It's like having a village at the junction point of 2 other villages. So at one end, dreaming was between waking. So it took material from the waking consciousness, and those were our psychological dreams, and which the Brihad Aranyakas talk very much about, that basically everything is a creation of our mind which comes through in dreams. Those are our psychological dreams. If you needed guidance, it could give you guidance. It could go into the realms of the gods and goddesses. It could take you to death and after death. So a full range opened up because of how the Hindus positioned the dream vis-a-vis waking and deep sleep and Turiya. So it partook of all states of consciousness in this continuum. So that was the fascinating part of the Hindu theory.
Mijn relatie met Kalima zit veel dieper dan ik dacht. Wat zal de spirituele betekenis hiervan zijn? Ik stond aan het einde van de lange kamer. Het zat vol met familie. Naast mij stond een jong meisje, misschien 16 jaar. Mijn aandacht werd getrokken door een groot zwart bord aan de andere kant van de kamer. Het was net binnengebracht. Ik wist direct van wie het afkomstig was en dat het voor mij bestemd was. Opeens stond voor mij een hele grote vrouw met een lange zwarte jas aan. Ik zag alleen maar zwart. Op haar zwarte jas stond de tekst geschreven die ik aan het lezen was. Zo mooi. Maar het was nog steeds niet rustig genoeg om ervan te genieten. Bij die gedachte had ik plotseling een groot stuk doek, ook zwart, in mijn handen met de teksten en foto's erop. When I woke up, and realized what had happened, I started crying very briefly, but intensely, from the depth of my soul. It very quickly subsided, which felt odd. So.
It's a very interesting dream, and I think I wonder if you know that most dreams speak in metaphors.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so it's a symbolic story of something in your life. So if we take each of these things which are there in the dream as a symbol or representing something in your life, I can then ask you what those could be.
Mm-hmm.
See, like take this. The dream begins with you're standing at one end of the long room and your relatives are on the other side,
mm-hmm.
and you're not enjoying yourself. No. So that immediately tells us that is there something which between you and your relatives which is at opposite ends, like one end are the relatives, the other end you are, mm-hmm. of the room. So that's the first thing. And the second thing which comes up again and again is that there is a beautiful text.
Yes.
So we have to find out what that beautiful text was, but every time it gets interrupted.
Why? Do you know why?
Do you think you can tell me? And 3 times it gets interrupted. One is when the big black board comes, right? And the aunt starts reading your present. It gets interrupted there. Then there's a long black coat which displays what you want to read. Mm-hmm. But it is not quiet enough for you to read.
No.
And then again there is a large piece of black cloth which you're holding up and which has the text and pictures. But you're almost finishing reading it, but then you again get interrupted. So it immediately comes to my mind that what is this beautiful text in your life which got interrupted? If you are saying relationships, there's another clue that there is a 16-year-old girl with you.
Yes.
And in dreams, when there is a figure
mm-hmm.
of 16, 14, or the age of the child is 16, or the person is 16 years old, or the man is 30 years old, mm-hmm. it usually means the dream is telling us that 16 years, at the age of 16, something happened.
Or 16 years ago.
Or 16 years ago. Okay. So can we say that, say, 16 years ago, a beautiful text got interrupted and it became something dark, black, and something which you haven't been able to finish or understand? So is there anything which correlates with all this in your life?
Yes, it's possible. I think you are right. There's something, it's 16 years ago something happened in my personal life. I get divorced with my ex-husband. ...16 jaar geleden was ik getrouwd met een niet-hindoe. Hij dacht dat ik een verlegen meisje was. Aanhankelijk, zonder een eigen mening. Maar dat was niet zo. Zo ben ik niet. Ik voel mij onafhankelijk.
So I wonder whether Kalima appearing in your dreams, whether she has various levels of meaning in your life. She's fearless, she's dynamic, and she has a power which most men especially find difficult to confront or accept. So could Kali in your dream mean that, one, that you could have to confront that part which feels fearful with a fearlessness and dynamism, and the fact that your husband felt that you were timid and shy,
yes,
when actually you had the strength of what Kali represents.
Yes, I agree. That's true. That is my deepest feeling. That I want to be free. I want to make my own choices in my life. Also in my relationships. In all areas of my life.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
think in order to understand your connection with Kali Mata, because she comes in 2 or 3 of your dreams,
Yes.
we'll first have to understand as to what it is at a psychological level
Yeah.
your dreams are showing you,
Mhm.
which is pointing towards why there is a connection with Kali Mata.
Ik danste alsof mijn leven ervan afhing. Het vreemde is dat dat ook het geval was. Mijn leven hing daarvan af. Als ik niet de dans doe van mijn leven, dan doe ik niet wat ik moet doen.
Eventually, I fell to the floor exhausted. I couldn't go on. But I had done what I could. Give everything I got. By doing so, I kept my enemies at bay. Because my dance was holy. And you can't touch that.
So I think it's a beautiful dream. She makes things die.
Mm-hmm.
She severes them so that new life is born, in which that fear and death transforms. So in some sense, she has shown herself as various aspects in your dream. She has shown the fear, she has shown the way out of fear, and she's also shown it as a way in which, you know what Kali stands for finally, in many Hindu texts. She is the ultimate reality.
Yes, for me too.
I mean, your dreams often talk about you're doing extraordinary things.
Yes.
That's the Kali Shakti.
That's the Kali Shakti.
And it's the power, procreative power. It's the creative power of woman.
Mm-hmm.
It is also the very fearful part of woman. So
To be yourself,
yes,
to be
yes,
powerful.
exactly, and not to be afraid, to be fearless. And so, in that sense, Kali is all beckoning you to become like her, and also to get in touch with those areas which are fearful.
So I can be myself.
You can be yourself. You can feel that power she has. And you can also find out which parts of you the dream is referring to in terms of its interruption, and whether you can bring it in line with the fact that there is this dynamism and fearlessness to Kali. So therefore, Kali for you is a very important, it's like a boat. She's taking you across. And across from this part towards a part which she represents. As you probably know, it's a journey for each of us. And maybe your journey is to talk to this pained part of you. As you go on, release it, think about it, and finally nurture it to health. But you are almost it's like a visual exercise. Why don't you do it like a visual exercise? That seeing yourself as a little child, putting her on your lap, as being part of yourself, can be it's like a therapy. You do for yourself. You're going to bring out a part and be kind to it.
That's the healing part.
Yes.
In my dream.
Yeah.
De uitleg van Madhu over het helende proces van dromen heeft mij meer inzicht gegeven. Ik ben mijn dromen beter gaan begrijpen. Maar ook mijn relatie tot Kalima en wat zij mij te vertellen heeft. Ben ik veranderd? Ben ik geestelijk verrijkt? De tijd zal het leren. Wat ik nu zeker weet is dat niets op mijn weg kan misgaan. En dat ik echt op mijn pad zit. En dus treed ik alles met vertrouwen tegemoet. Ik laat het verleden achter mij en kijk vooruit. De reis heeft mij duidelijke richtlijnen gegeven. Ik voel dat ik sterker ben. Mijn zelfvertrouwen en geloof groeit met de dag. Omdat ik nu weet dat ik mezelf volledig accepteer. Ieder moment onthult een bron, een schat, waarvan ik niet eens wist dat ik er naar op zoek was. Maar die ik wel als gevonden beschouw zodra ik hem ontmoet. En die bevestigt wat ik altijd al wist. Zonder het ooit te kunnen of willen benoemen. Met andere woorden, de beste reizen brengen je weer thuis. Terug naar jezelf.
Oom Wani, het kwartaalblad van OHM. Wat verder gaat waar onze programma's ophouden. Word nu lid. Kijk op ohmnet.nl of bel tijdens kantooruren. 035 626 0920. OHM, informerend en